What are your top 3 trade destinations for A.J. Brown? Number 1, I had the New England Patriots. Number 2, I had the Baltimore Ravens. Number 3, I had the Chargers. 3 teams that I think desperately need a true number 1 receiver already in the playoff hunt, playoff picture, and potentially the Super Bowl picture that could all benefit. But truly, I think the Patriots pull away as the number 1 favorite, especially considering that connection with Mike Vrabel back in his time with the Titans. Plus, A.J. Brown, I believe, grew up as a Patriots fan too, which plays a role into things.
I would say my top 3 has got to be, and this is a curveball right here. First, the Jaguars. I'll explain them in a second. 2, the Chargers. I'm with you there. And 3, the Patriots. Now I'll get to the Jaguars. I propose a trade that anybody with football knowledge would actually say, shoot, the Eagles are really fleecing this team. I had Brian Thomas Jr. and a first for A.J. Brown. Now, the Jaguars are not going to give up a first-round pick again after they gave up one to get Travis Hunter. But if you're telling me you could get BTJ and a second for A.J. Brown, I would do that. I look at this. What first-round wide receiver has the ability in their rookie season to give you 10 touchdowns and 1,200 yards? Because that's what Brian Thomas Jr. did. Now, yes, sophomore season, he wasn't as good, and you are buying low right now. But again, it's crazy how a year changes so many opinions. Because if I was to say this trade last season, people would I think real football fans would say, dang, that's the Jaguars giving up a lot. But if I said this last year, it'd be like, BTJ is a top 10 wide receiver in the game.
For sure.
And so I think the issue with the Eagles trading with the Patriots is the fact that they would be trading A.J. Brown after the 2026 draft. And what that means is you're not actively getting your team in a better position to win the bowl. If the Patriots traded their first round pick in 2027 and their second round pick in 2027, or their second round pick in 2028, that's not helping the Eagles right now. They're actually going to be a worse team that's going to have Devontae as number 1, which I love, but you're going to have Hollywood Brown as number 2. That's a tremendous drop-off from AJ and Smitty. So if you're going to trade A.J. Brown, you need a proven piece, a proven starter that can at least start day one, at least produce offensively from the jump. You cannot trade for draft capital and you're in win now mode and the offensive line ain't getting older. Ain't getting older. It's definitely getting older. It ain't getting younger. Saquon Barkley, he's not getting younger. This defense, more guys are going to have to get paid, which means less cap space for the offense. So, man, oh, man, I'm looking to definitely get a proven guy in an AJ trade package. Like you said, it's a lot of oh, well, folks are speaking up for AJ. And I think when you have somebody that he hasn't directly said he's getting traded, but neither the GM or the coach or the guy has come out and said publicly, yeah, I want to stay in Philly long term, or I want this guy to be in Philly long term, we're not trading him. You have to just have common sense to say, all right, yeah, he wants out, but he's doing the Eagles a favor, a huge favor, by not requesting a trade formally like our rival did in Dexter Lawrence. So I think AJ will get traded, but it's got to be for a proven piece that can help you during next season. So number 1, the Jaguars. I like that BTJ trade. The Chargers too, if you can get Ladd, it might not do it just because Ladd has shown you so much young and he might be untouchable. But I like their tight end, Gadsden. I think he's a tremendous receiving threat. And if you have some two tight end sets with Gadsden and Goddard, shoot, like you cooking right there. So I would love that. And even for AJ, look, I crap on Herbert a lot, and I say he don't have any postseason wins and stuff like that. I'm not an idiot. I do know if that guy is with Justin Herbert and Mike McDonald, he's probably going to put up 1,700 yards. That's probably going to happen. And for AJ, he already won a championship. So hell, if I go out here and I'm putting up potentially competing for the Triple Crown, that's my legacy right there. I won a chip already, and I'm trying to make the Hall of Fame. Lastly, the Patriots. Again, it makes the most sense on paper. You have the Mike Vrabel, connection, and he just loves the Patriots so much. I think, bro, it pissed me off a lot when he was on Edelman's podcast and winked when he was talking about we're like Patriots, right? It's just like, just say you want to be traded, bro. At a certain point, right. And I think the Eagles fans that were defending it, because bro, there's two sides of stuff. I'm more leaning towards the brother don't want to be here. Let's just trade him. There's some folks that they're literally seeing this guy just blatantly cheat on us. And you say, you know what? Like, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? I would say at number 1, Jaguars, number 2, Chargers, number 3, Patriots. But I probably conceded that the Patriots are the most likely scenario.
Yeah, unfortunately. And they got Dobbs, right? But it's not a 1. And I think I'll wrap up on this point, MJ, but the idea of BTJ and another guy who I really like in Marvin Harrison Jr. being like done or giving up on them is just a wild thought to me. Like, obviously BTJ had his great rookie year, and then year 2, Liam Cohen comes in, you kind of change things, you draft Travis Hunter, you have a bunch of weapons, you have a few bad drops, and there's this narrative painted about you that's really bad, but it's like, damn, the guy's like 23 years old. He's got the sky's the limit right now. And you look at Marvin Harrison Jr., it's like, all we saw was him with Kyler in a system that nobody really loves, and people have already written him off. And, granted, Malik Neighbors in that class was phenomenal, but it's also like, listen, like, these guys still have talent. They still have the opportunity to be great. And if you can package up that deal with the Jags, I don't mind it. I just don't know where the Jags are at right now. I was even thinking as far as to say, like, maybe even the Packers are an option, just thinking about teams ready to go, because I don't think A.J. Brown, to be honest with you, and I don't know him, but he's humble enough to go to a team that is, like rebuilding or kind of on like the cusp of the playoffs. I think he wants to go to a contender, which is why I had 3 contenders listed, and why I don't mind your list either, MJ. But I think it is the Patriots at the end of the day. Like, I think they just got to get it done and move forward, because next year, if he's on the roster, I just view it as really messy. I just don't think it's going to work to Philly's favor. Although he is really talented, is fit in the offense really well. Like, I don't know. I just see the media reports being so damn bad and annoying, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's going to be really bad because he's playing nice right now. If there goes a game, where he's not getting that many touches, he's going to crash out. And he's been bottling up a lot of stuff. And I had issue with it because you can't be chirping on social media all season long. And the biggest game of the year, you fold. Folks are crapping on Jalen Hurts. But if A.J. Brown made some of them catches that are routine for an all-world player like him, who says the Eagles don't beat the 49ers? I mean, he could have caught the ball in stride at the end of the game and walked into the end zone, and he dropped it. And he was the main one talking crazy on social media. So I do know that if he stays on the roster and come week 1, he's not being involved in the offense, he's not going to block for teammates. He's not going to run his routes right. He's already checked out. And it's kind of like you and your girlfriend, and like that she's checked out, and you can do one little thing and she like makes a whole argument. It's not even about that one little thing. It's more about she just don't want to be with you anymore. It's like that's kind of what it is with the Eagles and AJ Brown. It only takes one opportunity for him to be a little bit annoyed, for him to really show out. And you don't want that. And if that happens, well, that makes just the whole trade value on his part go down. Yeah. Right now, you can get a first round pick, I believe, a first and a third. Best case scenario, a first and a second. But shoot, if he is playing next season for the Eagles and he's pouting on social media and stuff, that goes from a first and a third to just a third to a fourth. Like, so they got to be real careful right here. But I think a trade gets done around that June 1st deadline.